Carne soda, hilo mahelo kasi loka. Hila hilo mahena hena kinashino. Bale ko na hena hena kinashina. Monaka shilo kalikose. Ela kile komi nagale lekana. Enakino minakana sana makana sikinina kanina kanama. Oma inakinasemo ilakino sana shekoma eko tatitita eko de yeah. Yeah, we can never forgive nor forget all the things that we've been through under the leadership. I'll say, if it was that, it was like manipulation of this so-called beloved nation that they call land of milk and honey. What the United, I say, sometime when it slip out, United Snakes of hypocrisy under satanic administration. Well, other people say the United States of America, like it's united, and they call themselves Americans. Who are Americans? The people who came here and took this land from us, the indigenous of the land that we were called, what they changed into Indians. We were the original people here. We were the original people everywhere on the planet, from Akabu land to the land of milk and honey. And these Europeans come from other countries, and they were unified, mainly from Britain. See, Britain, the Queen of England, has incorporated America. America's a corporation of England. All you gotta do is, like my brother say, look it up. I say Google it. I like that brother. That brother's on the one. But that's what we gotta do. We just can't say things without it being related to something that gives it weight, depth, width, and all that. And when you say all that, all it is axioms. And axioms is nothing but a universal truth, something that, you can't get around because it's 360 degrees and it's sound. I mean, and it's 666 too, because it is about protons, neutrons, and electrons that make up carbon. And carbon is like the universal color of like melanin. Melanin is the thing to stimulate the pineal gland that open up your third or first eye, whatever you want to call it. And that's a reality that people must, realize. Because in the divine essence of everything that is, we are. Whatever you want to practice and deal with, because you're a shining star, a black star at that. And everything that you might do or say or whatever, it comes from within the temple, from through understanding the inner verse. There's everything that's in us already from our DNA, the divine prescript. And once you dip into that or step into that, or it is, let me see, what word should I look for? Is once you endeavor to be mentally free, and the key is given to you divinely through the creator and our ancestors from the DNA, that's the divine prescript. It'll come a time, if you're ready in your mind and your spirit, if you purify your temple, then it will come to you naturally. And what will come to you naturally? The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what we have as insight that will give us the righteous connotation to everything that's going on in this worldly nation, the global running of the world by those who have took the world by force and gave the other people no choice. Either you come or you die. That's what they said as they took people's land. And especially those guys that say they're Jews, the Khazar tribe from Europe, from the mountains of Europe, they come over here and take the land from the Pakistanis. No, not Pakistanis, Palestine. Yeah, take it from the Palestine people over here, and they say the Middle East. It ain't no such thing as the Middle East. That's Africa. I mean, they said that Egypt is the Middle East. Come on, man, be for real. Egypt is Northern Africa. That's where the pyramids are. That's where we started off from the, what was it? The north, and, no, what was it? This is Upper Egypt. Upper Egypt, when you look at it, is down south by the Sudan. And Lower Egypt is up north by, where at that time it was Kemetic, the Kemetic Empire or whatever. But when you say Upper Egypt, that was down here near Sudan. That's where the Nubian pharaohs and all that came up. The Nubians, then the Kemetic pharaohs and all that. But we the ones, is us. It is us all around the world. We was the first, and just like this holiday that's passed. St. Patrick, do you know what that was about? It was about them killing off the Twa and the Pi people. You know who they were? They was us, little short people. That's why they talk about the leprechauns and see, they was alchemists. And so they can deal with stuff naturally. And so the Druze that came there to live beside, they used to watch them and say, oh, how they doing that? Oh, that must be magic. They thought it was magic, but it wasn't. It was naturalistic power of a divine essence. They was alchemists, and they could mold and shape the coal to gold, or the coal to diamonds, or anything that dealt with scientific modification of the natural things that were there that they can put their hand on, because they had the mindset for, because they was there, like, you know, Lucy. Do you know who Lucy was? Lucy is the one that they said that the bloodline for all people has come through. But Lucy was us too. And she's supposed to have been 1 million years ago. But they just want to have us stuck in 2019 and want that to be our reality. Well, how could it be when you got people 8,000 years in, like, Ireland? You got to take 8,000, or you got to take 2019 from 8,000. You still got what? You still got about what? 6,000? No, 5,000 years. You know, that they don't say nothing about. And also the period about when we built pyramids, or the period when we had Timbuktu, or the period when the Dungo looked up in the sky and seen a Sirius star without any telescopes, even though it might have been that something happened from up there, came down here and gave them that information. But we somewhat can put our hands on it, because they said truth is etched in stone. So they got a lot of pictures of something in the air coming down, or something from here going up. But you know, whatever it was us. And so we have to deal with that trust that was given to us from the Creator and our ancestors. Like our ancestors say, the truth is etched in stone, and to know thyself. And once you know thyself in the temple, this is the temple. This is plain and simple. If you go to the temple to worship, then you go within this temple to worship also the energy of the Creator that we call many names and all that. But it's an energetic divine essence of intelligence, and a supreme intelligence, a supreme being that has us in a way that we have to tap into our divinity so that we can overcome our natural enemy. Yeah, it's a natural enemy because their bloodline is not of a divine nature, not of the original kind. They're genome primates. And genome primates come from, I say, it may be a dog line, Neanderthals and troglodytes and all that, because they came out of caves while we lived in plains, on the plains, open plains and stuff like that, with the light of that flame that's in the sky. They gave us everything. Gave us skin tone that won't be messed with by the melon tone or the carbon from the light of the sun. And our skin can take it, whether we walk or run. But those other people, It gives them skin cancer. That's why they put all that synthetic stuff on their skin to try to block the sun. That's why they got the chemtrails to do what they do to try to block the sun. See, they're trying to block the sun and create like a field that the sun ultraviolet rays won't come through, because it's food for us, but it make it through for them. Because like I said, their death rate is greater than their birth rate. Oh, you know what I didn't do that I don't do that I should do? I didn't even introduce myself to y'all this morning. Let me say this. This is Humam Abdulmalik with Blackanized Report. Motivated, stimulated globally for those that need to be taught, those who need to be caught, and the truth given to. See, because if we don't expose falsehood and knock it in the head and give people the truth, they're going to be aloof from themselves, because we are the truth. We are the reality of divine essence. We are the blessings to those who need a lesson. And I'm saying that in reality, because we got all the information that will carry us forward, carry all humanity forward, and also the kind of man also. But they have to surrender their power from that patriotic tree and take it back into a matriotic essence, where we come from. Our beginning is our end. Because they say the first will be last and the last will be first. And don't you thirst for the knowledge to get you there. You see, with me, I have surrendered myself to my Creator, sold my soul to my Creator, and say, I am your emissary. I am in your circle of warriors of God or Allah, Jah, whatever people want to call it. This energy to me has me spiritually and mentally free, so I can see and I can think and I can comprehend in a divine spiritual way, because in my temple and my universe has opened up, because I purified myself, I purified my temple, and I'm human. I'm still human. I ain't all that. But I'm purified. See, I ain't gonna tell you no lie unless I'm getting ready to die. You know, they say you can lie to the enemy if the enemy getting ready to kill you. You know, but this lying for nothing and all that, I ain't about all that, and I ain't about robbery, criminal activity. I ain't about none of that. You know what I'm about? I'm about saving us. I'm about giving us the trust that we need. Like the brother Nipsey Hussle, he just got assassinated. I didn't know the brother before what happened, but the brother was doing great things that you can't take away. Just because I ain't know him, that don't stop what he was doing. But then people talking about, man, that's black on black, that's this and that. The reality is, if it was black on black, it would have been happened. But when he says he's going to do something to promote Brother Sebi and tell the people, do a documentation on it, see, the medical industrial complex don't want that, because it'll take away from their money if we get into our natural habitat where food, fruit and vegetable will be our true medicine, not the synthetic product that they take from that fruit and vegetable that is natural. But I mean, they take, not all of it is bad that they take from it, but majority of it is, because they want you addicted to it. They want you addicted to it so it can have you keep making money. That's all that it is about them. Money is being made on illegal drugs, and money is being made on legal drugs. Legal drugs is worse than illegal drugs in a certain kind of way, because they do it and they can't go to jail for harming you. And harming you is like this here. They give you a medicine and say it's for back pain, but it could cause kidney failure. If you don't watch out, it would cause what else? Blindness. All this is on the bottle that's supposed to be given to you for kidney pain, something, you know, back pain. But this is what all the other effects arrive at. Excuse me. From that one thing. But now if I'm eating fruit and vegetables, they're going to naturally go to where they need to go. That's the natural medicine from our creator, though. And we got to believe and know that and accept that, because our ancestors also give us that fact. That's the only way we're going to grow into a spiritual nation once again, a divine nation once again, and a nation that we define ourselves once again, a nation that is based upon harmony and peace and justice and equality, not a nation that's based on hypocrisy and make mockery of what they say is democracy. If you can't see the reality, then you have to be deaf, dumb, and blind. You know, you can't see, you can't hear, you can't speak. But if you're free, mentally free, all those things and that they will be open. You know, it's an energy flow, like the sunlight. They come up and help the plants grow. See, these people are so out of order. They cutting down trees, right? And you know trees help us breathe. They already been in South America doing that, and they're in Africa doing that. And not only that, what about the bees? You see, they're messing with the bees too, right? And bees help pollinate the trees, the flowers, and all that to have us to eat. But they don't care nothing about that. They just want control because they got GMO foods. They take the seeds out, the fruit and vegetables and all that to have control. They got chemtrails in the air to block the sunlight. And also chemicals fall down on us to affect us. Then they got what, fluoride and lead in the water. Fluoride is it make us pass it. And then a brother just said something about some chemical processes that they have, put them together, and that's why our women are becoming like they are, and the men are becoming like they are, because they're creating this. You saying they can't? These are mad scientists. If you're saying they can't, what you telling me? Mad cow, tongue disease, the bird, what was it, bird flu, and all that, or even HIV. They created all these things. What get me, right? They want you to always get the flu shot, right? But what get me, they shooting flu in you to stop you from getting flu. Like common sense to me, some say, man, how you gonna shoot some flu in me to stop me from getting flu? So you putting flu in me. So this flu you putting in me fight against the flu that flew from the air and all that in me. But you putting it straight in my bloodstream. I don't know, but so who am I to know? I'm just a natural spiritual scientist and not a, you know, medical scientist or whatever, or went to school to be indoctrinated with their tools or all that. You know, it's a lot of money to be made, but money ain't everything before you get to your grave. So you can have all that money and be in a mental grave and don't know how to spend it and not invest it. I'm one of those fools. I've been here 22,300 and what? Maybe going on 400 revolutions around the sun, right? Look at my plight. It's all right though, because see, I'm content. I don't need to be a celebrity. I don't need to be, but it's a want that I can help other people if I ever attain what I want. See, I want to attain $250 million. I want to give away 200 million. I'll keep the 50, but I want to do that. You know, that's me. And that's me being mentally free. But we each have our own road and path that we take. We take it in a way that if we sincere and we don't play with ourselves, that we can attain anything. All we got to do is maintain our sanity and watch out for the natural enemy and watch out for the Negro pen and the agent provocateur. That's why we got to protect each other. You know, we got to stay in contact with each other. Let us know what we're doing, where we're at, and what, you know, and all that. Like I said, I didn't know the brother Nippy Hustle. I didn't know him until what happened. But that doesn't take away the great things that he was doing. And they use this little say, I'll say agent provocateur, to say that he did this and did that. He probably did pull the trigger, but why did he pull the trigger? It wouldn't make him no bigger nigger or Negro pin or agent provocateur, but he was just used for whatever reason that he give himself up. You know, what do you give yourself to? Do you give yourself to righteousness, to justice, to blackness, to loving your people, to loving yourself, your brothers and your sisters, facing the reality, going in the concrete jungle and talking to the young brothers, the young warriors who they really want to get rid of? And when a brother is that dynamic, helping the people, and then he want to tell the truth about medicine against the medical industrial complex, and all these come, all this is about money. All of it is about the money, the fake money, the promissory note that they make in the Federal Reserve that don't have no real backing. Like when they killed Gaddafi, Gaddafi was going to go to gold because they got a lot of gold. America didn't have no gold and silver. They gave it to the Queen of England and the Vatican. And that's where all this stuff is at. Ain't nothing in Fort Knox. They just got them army men there doing time, you know, sharecropping the clock. Go check it. I bet you don't find no gold in there. I bet you going in all the boats, what is it? The boats are empty. I don't even gamble, but I put like $5 something up against whatever you want to put up against to go to Fort Knox and check it out. And if they do got any gold in there, it's not enough to back up the paper money that's supposed to be backed up by gold and silver. I don't know how young you may be, but I remember in my day, I did see where it said a gold certificate or silver certificate. I remember seeing that when I was younger, but now it's gone. They don't do that. They say a promissory note, you know, that legal tender and all that. That's what they say now, because the Federal Reserve is a group of people like the Rothschild, Mellons, and DuPont. They control that. They don't even, you don't even see their names on the thing. You don't even, the government don't even mess with them. You know, and who is the RS? That's another test. What's up, my brother? Good morning. How you doing? That's my brother from Surrey, Leon. He'll be here in August, and then we're going to try to see if we can develop something where I can go back to his home in Surrey, Leon, so I can do some talk there, because he say he like my talk, and his people like my talk. So that's a connection. That's what we got to do. I got to talk to this other brother named Icy. He in Kenya, I believe. I ain't talked to him in a minute. I got to talk to him and my young brother in Nigeria. No, Ghana. Brother Abdul Aziz, Abdul Rahman, a sharp young brother, man, that, you know, got a lot of concern for, because when you're that sharp, man, people get like, it's like they just did the brother, Nipsey Hussle. You know, they did that because he was sharpening his blade, man, to give stuff, bring people out of the mental grave. He was going to give people information that would keep them out of that medical, industrial slavery, mental slavery, medical slavery. Okay, well, you know, always say that we got to be reminded of the boycott. That's because Kaepernick won his thing. It still don't stop, because they still doing what they doing. Like I got this on, you know, it say never forgive and never forget. So we can't, not only the past, but right here in the now, we can't never forget or forgive what these people are capable of doing. And we got to stand up to it as a mobilized group of warriors. You know, we got to develop living by the conduct of the warriors code. You know, we don't want them, you know, we don't want to set up nobody to get assassinated and this and that. That's why we got to protect people that, you know, are doing great things, you know, like that brother was doing great things and getting ready to do a greater thing. Now we got to protect our brother Nick Cannon, because he stood up, you know, and said what he's going to do. Now, I say if something happened to him, that's time for the revolution to start. Got to go down the rabbit hole and become guerrillas and do the Thriller in Manila. That's what I say, but I'm just one person with a connection to millions of minds that have a divine continents. It's like the air we breathe. It's like everything that we perceive. It's like the things that you can see with your physical eye, but if you're looking with your divine eye, you can see further than that. You can travel at 186,000 miles per second as light or as thought, and your soul cannot be bought. That's why I like my brother, the Attorney General for D.C., Racine. Strong brother. Strong brother. See, and we got our Ward 8 council member, Trayon White. You know, they're in the political circle, but they ain't there to like rub shoulders and do all that. They there to make it better for us as Black people, you know, in the struggle against the criminal enterprise or the culpable states. But see, they can't talk like that. They have positions that they gotta, you know, be in there with them musicians, you know, magicians. But they don't play no game with them. They don't sell their soul. They stand tall and strong. And that's why I respect them. And there's some bad sisters out there too, some warrior queens, oracle queens that ain't going for a thing, ain't going for nothing. That's what we need. We need to protect all our brothers and sisters that are taking a stand against this same political man and this system of corruptness. Oh man, what's the day? Wednesday. Yeah, I gotta do something. I gotta go on to what I gotta do today around 4 o'clock. I got a co-host with Karen Khadija Abdulmalik Davis Folks, the host of Conscious Self-Care conversational radio show, Heart to Heart, Healthy Living. And this is every Wednesday on www.innerlightradio.com. The healing frequency on 4 to 5. Yes. And my little part was Blackanized report. But now, since this is Poetry Month, and I deal with chess, and I deal with poetry, it'll be, what it'll be? It'll be poetry to chess I'll be talking about, and doing poetry. And a little bit of my Blackanized report, but don't tell nobody. And my portion of it, right as now, begins at 4:30. Is a co-host every third and fourth Wednesday. But the great thing is this is April, and April is Conscious Self-Care Lymphatic Cellular Wellness Month. And April 30 is Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day. It is the ninth year that this sister has been doing this and honoring all the people who have came into her dissertation, listened to what she had to say to build up their own personal nation. When I say that, I mean the inner understanding of the inner verse so that they can have a profound effect upon the universe. And on April the 30th, that is the Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day. And like I said, this is 9th year. And this day honors individuals, organizations, and groups with several awards. Visit www.consciousselfcare.com for details. You ain't got to go with me because I got one of them awards, yeah. Because she taught me also how to be self-cleansing my own really personal doctor of self-healing. And this is Poetry Month, like I said, April, and on WW Inner Light Radio, me being the co-host, I'll be doing my poetry thing with like Poetry Avenue that we used to do on WPFW. Oh, she was part of that too, Karen Khadija Abdulmalik Davis folks. She was a part of the Poetry Avenue, so she know what I'm talking about, along with big old Swoop, Frederick Ballinger. And like I said, you can call in Swoop 310-928-7733. And my brother, Chris Matthew Sami, that's in Sierra Leone, he said he know how to do poetry too. So in your poetic sway of what you have to say in a poetic way, you can call that same number. That's 310-928-7733. And it got to be about a poem, or you can say a couple of words to me because we on timeline and moving fast on the hard tugging train. And I just want to say again, but it's been poetry, and I'll be doing poetry on the Inner Light radio station. That's www.innerlightradio.com. It'll be around 4:30, unless my sister got to go and do something in the concrete jungle. Then I might have the whole time. But then this also being April, this is the time for us to come together in the knowledge of celebration, the Conscious Self-Health Care Conversation radio show. That's April the 30th. It's a celebration as emancipate yourself from medical mental slavery. The day is the 9th year. That day is the 9th year. Again, I want you to hear and I want you to participate. I want you to call in. I want you to write in. I want you to fly in. I want you to drive in. I want you to do whatever you can do to get in and share how you was helped by this majestic sister with her majestic information of how to heal yourself, to become out of this medical mental slavery. And this is an Emancipation Day, April the 30th. And call in that day at 310-928-7733. Not to talk to me, but to talk to the sister. Yes, talk to Karen Khadija Abdulmalik Davis folks. Because she is the real host and the ones that she's the conductor of the Freedom Train, the Hard Tugging Train. That's right. So, but now I'm here at Blackanized Report. I hope I said something that, like, this time moving slow and seemed like it ain't moving fast enough for me. But anyway, being mentally free, spiritually inclined, and divinely refined, because I gave and sold my soul to the Creator and my ancestors that guide me through the quagmire, deceptive maze that we be in. And now it's like I hold the key to the secrets of the seventh seal, and I see my 24 elders when I astro travel at the speed of light and the speed of thought. And I travel at night mainly in my astro traveling. And I physically be dead, but spiritually I be traveling and divinely. Because you know when you sleep, it's like a state of death. But I don't stay in that state. I be moving around. And not only that, it's a matter of fact that when you tap into this spiritual energy and this divine energy by your Creator, that you get strong. And Baba Dick Gregory said this that I respect. he said that God and fear don't occupy the same space at the same time. So we got to overcome our fear. We got to mobilize and make sure those people that are doing things in our community to help our community be protected, man. You know, the brother Nipsey Hussle was a great individual to me. As I said, I didn't know him before he was assassinated, you know, but I should have known. I mean, it's not the age and none of that. I should have known. He should have been talked about. It should have been known what he's doing. He should have been more protected, you know. And that nobody should have been able to walk up on him and do what he did. If he did it. And if he did do it, why did he do it? Who sent him? We need to get him and get that information out of him. Don't just go because they talking about they killing him and this one. They can't do that, man. We can't do that. All it is if we do that, then we just fall into their game. That's the trap and the trick that the system do. They're trickologies. Trickologyers. They're masters of trickology. They're master of psychological warfare. They always use agent provocateurs and Negro pins to do their dirty work, but they put them up to it with their dirty money or whatever, or drugs or whatever. But that's why we got to mobilize and protect those that we know are doing things or that's going to mobilize us and rise us up and better the community. The man was doing so many things in the community. Not only that, he was going to do something with a documentary on Brother Sabi and all that to open the eyes more, just like my sister does with Emancipate Yourself through conscious self-health care. You know, she does the same thing. She brings the reality to us about our healthy endowment, how we can be our own doctors and not slaves to the medical industrial complex. If you ain't a slave to the drugs on the street, you ain't got to be the slave that'll put you in the grave from the pharmaceutical industry. Because it's all together. All these people do, they want our monies and keep us as consumers. We got to get money and become investors and be producers and develop Black Wall Streets. We got to be, our boycott got to stay alive. We got to do hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott. And we got to boycott worldwide against all racism, all holidays, and all religions that separate and divide and conquer us. Not only that, we got to stand strong. And these things that I'm saying, putting in the frequency, hopefully you can feel the vibration from the synergy and the energy of the divine spirals in time, or the currents and the currency that have us connected. Just like it's electricity. Like if I cut on that switch and empowers the light to come on, I do the same thing with talking, the talk that I talk to have us connected in the currency, a divine currency. And this is real, and you can feel it. It's the truth and it's the light, just like the sunlight that comes from the east and goes to the west. So we got to develop and come and pass our own tests as human beings and humanity, and come out of this insanity that they create for us. Like they showed the movie Get Out, right? Then they come back with this other movie, Us. To me, I seen both movies. It could be some reality to Get Out, you know, yeah, they do that. But Us is more like, I ain't gonna say fantasy, it was just another state of not reality, you know. But it could have been a reality in the sense that how people operate at certain venues and all that. and you can't really tell what's going on with them. But unrelated to each other, one is a horror story. It wasn't even scared. It was like kind of like, what the heck is they talking about? But it got some reality to it, and so we got to fight against that. Everything that they promote, we got to be able to discern it, decipher it, and then break it down and turn it around and push it back to them. We cannot get caught up in their generational warfare against us, like all their generation wealth that they acquired from us. And then they don't want to give us reparation and none of that. And then we got people talking about, man, y'all, that's a conspiracy theory. That's black on black crime. That's what they wanted to seem like, man. You know, this man was a great man, man. Can't you see what he was doing in the community? What's up, Gerard? Was that Fresh? Gerard Street Fresh. That's my man right there. Strong brother with insight and all that light, divine light, spiritual light. Used to be my co-worker, but he's still my co-worker in life. Our connection will never be gone because he's my spiritual brother for life. That's ginger curds, might be garlic. Ain't nothing like it. See, this is my medicine. This is my tonic to keep me going strong. And eating vegetables on top of that. I mean, not guacamole, but avocado, onions, garlic, beets, and all that. That's real medicine. So that's why I don't hardly get sick. But I have been sick. But the Lord allowed me to live through that. Because they said, this is what the doctor said. The doctor said that usually people don't survive what I had. That was 2 blood clots on my lungs and pneumonia. Said people don't usually walk away from that. So it's a fact, a spiritual fact, a divine fact. And my Lord, my ancestors brought me through that. Now have me at this moment to be communicating what I'm communicating, saying what I'm saying, to try to reach my people in a divine way, a mystical way, a spiritual way, so we can control this day. I know it seemed like we're behind the 8 ball and they got all the power, but see, their power is not greater than divine power. Their power is not greater than the unification of power that we can come to rebuild our nation in a matriotic way and tear down the patriotic ideology that they stole anyway and created this madness. See, we got to get over that and their materialistic gladness that they trick us with and all that, and this class and status quo that they create in our mind like we're better than somebody. If we don't pool our resources and stop being Negro pins like Oprah and some other people, but I'm just saying her in particular right now because she's the one that act like a clown, a social clown, when she's going to attack Michael Jackson, one of our iconic figures, and then she be around these Europeans. We know that they are pedophiles and homosexuals, but all she do is smile and laugh in their face. And that hurt me to my heart, to the bone. You know, I put it on the same category, or in the same category as the dude Steve Harvey and Donnie Simpson and all them type of Negro pins. You know, everything is a joke to them. And everything's funny to them. You know, they either kissing the Europeans trash or jazz, or what all the other things they do. You know, and they give them, they say they got this amount of money, then this and that, and everybody be looking up to them, and especially the Europeans, because what is she doing for us? And a lot of people doing a lot of things with their money, but is they doing it in our cities? Is they doing it here? If they doing it here so we can mobilize and become Black Wall Streets again, or they're going way over in Africa, which ain't bad, but Africa is a continent. And what Africans got to do over there is take and come together, unify, and get the Chinese, the Japanese, and all them European countries out of that, off of that continent. And we here got to do the same thing and run them back to the caves where they will behave, you know, and stop dealing with the political graves that they digging for us. It's all fraudulent laws and all that bull crap that we got to overcome. Like we ain't gambling with our lives no more. We never did that. They came and ruthlessly, murderously did what they did. But see, we still here. We got to stop falling for their traps and allowing them to use us against us, you know, selling our souls and become agent provocateurs and Negropeans, man. You can't let them use us for what, man? A little bit of money, huh? A little bit of drugs. Then you got to face yourself. Then they setting you up to be killed. And it be like a domino effect. You killed him, somebody killed you, then they going to be looking for him, then go to jail, whatever, man. It's a game they playing. But they don't have to play, we don't have to be susceptible to the game that they playing. We got to stand up as divine soldiers and men and brothers and sisters and uncles and cousins and lovers and wives and husbands. We're true soldiers. We got to be soldiers and protectors, man, of each other, no matter what, in this day and time. I say we got a 4-year window to take the globe back, take it back to the matriarchic essence and the Ma'at lesson. See, we got to go back to the ancient future, out of the timeline that they want to confine our mind in, which is 2019. I just told you about the Twa and the Pygmy. There was 8,000 years in Ireland before those other people came. So 8,000, 2019. So, well, how many years is that, a gap? But not only that, you talk about Lucy, they talk about us 1,000,000 years ago. The bloodline that everybody come through. Man, you don't say nothing about that. You don't even say nothing about the pyramids. You don't say nothing about Timbuktu. You don't say nothing about Dungo. You don't say nothing about us. You try to say like we ain't had nothing to do with civilizations. You didn't. You've been in the caves and you came out acting like an animal and you established your little city states that they call and they cobble states today. And you did this all by killing people, being warmongers, wherever you've been, wherever you went. All Europeans is like that. From the Vikings, the French, all you people. What did y'all get y'all knowledge from? And then you play the racist game. You got a racist system. But you know what? We got y'all, man. You think you got us. Just like y'all think y'all got Imam Jamil Al-Amin, or Brother Mumia, or Brother Kia Adinka. All the political prisoners you got behind the wall, even though you took a lot of their life from them, the years of their life, but they still alive and they still got wisdom. And they got insight and they got the power that they ain't gonna sell their soul no matter the hour or no matter the time. So that's what we're doing. We're on this spiritual grind to come back together so we can develop our mind. And once we develop our mind, it's gonna be a divine spiritual war. They see your guns and your bombs ain't gonna be nothing. See, we're gonna unify. And once we unify, even those on your side, those with the John Brown bloodline, And those young brothers are going to realize they've been socially engineered and was under robot control. Only ones going to stay on your side is the Negro pins and the Asian provocateurs, people like that, you know. So we don't need them or want them because they'll betray the cause like they always do, because they love status quo and first-class citizenship, but they don't know that that's a trick because it ain't real. Oh, you know, this is poetry month. Excuse me. I got to do a poem. I apologize. I have to do a poem. Just one or two. If I can find something, it won't make you look. Yeah. I be talking. I be walking in my mind. I be walking in my mind. Akinisa ba, kani kuntuna ba. Let me find us something that I can share with us. I got to do a lot of more writing too. I'm behind on my writing, I tell you I am. What is this? What is that? What's really going on? Source of my life, source of my life. What is this here? Ooh, what's really going on? It says, proclamation is we care. Trying to find something that's be real short and not real long. But this is something, this is what they call an epic poem. What's really going on? Since I'll just read this one long poem to us, I'll just read one. It says, what's really going on? What's really going on? Oh God, as we proceeded from the loins of our fathers and mothers, like no others, we heeded the call of divine laws given to us from purified pages and a sanctified sage. Generation after generation, you bless us to reach other levels of elevation. Without hesitation, we look to you for our salvation through our natural acts of libation to those who came before us that showed us the universal way. Harmony and peace was part of our rehearsal every day because we listened to what the elders had to say and understood that community was our unity, that we was always greater than the I. This was our guidance from our beginning. So many seasons ago, our elders said, never let that treasure go. We didn't, but it had to be our alter egos. But where did they come from, since we are the original people? And the Creator made us first, unless they were cursed. What's really going on? So many of them we could hear and smell as they stayed back in the woods like animals. We wonder how could we meet someone so beastly in his manner. As we walked around in grandeur and eloquence, they brought among our people disease and pestilence. This is a testament from the griots of our village of many seasons ago, the keeper of our story in the early days of our glory. As the savage became more humane and overcame the cannibalistic nature, we begin to feel more safer. We begin to extend ourselves more generously and live among each other more harmoniously, until they started to suffer from something called leprosy. They became lighter still, couldn't stand the sun, and the elders really started to wonder, where did they come from? Our alter egos, since we are the original people and the Creator made us first, so they had to be cursed. So the elders banned them from the village and tribes, so off to the mountains they went in order to survive. What's really going on? After 1,000 seasons has passed, we didn't know how much longer the lessons the elders had taught us would last, as our civilizations grew so enormously vast. Federations and unions we developed that covered the whole land mass called Akabu land. Then we let our guards down as we allowed strange men amongst us once again. This time it would be the ultimate sin because it was after the Nicene Council of 325 AD, when they took the good and replaced it with evil and camouflaged the evil though as it was good. And the Pope did all he could to justify the lie that they had to save the heathens of the dark race, when it was them that was out of place. Their society engrossed in greed, lust, and almost anything to deprive you as they connive and lie to you about the truth. And if you didn't stay aloof from them, they would hem you up and enslave you, as though someone can really pay for you. Only our alter ego, since we were the original people and the Creator made us first, so they had to be cursed. But they lied and sent us to the church and said we had the curse in hand, and turn the other cheek and be of those who are meek and seek the kingdom of God. But first you have to remember that you have to be a slave real hard. You had to slave real hard, but what's really going on? When you know this is against the norm, as the horn takes the place of the drum beat, and we suffer defeat after defeat, how bleak it was for us when they forced us to believe in God that they trust in. You know what I mean. It was the gun that kept us on the run, as the Berlin Council of 1884 gave the now called European all that he was seeing in this exploration of the now called Africa. Akabu land was no more, and we saw colonization soar, and slavery was apported to the American shore. This is the divide and conquer they mentioned. The slave and the colonized can't even realize they're one and the same, brother and sister. We must understand it was them that tricked us with their deception, distortions, and lies to colonize about the slave to keep us both in the mental grave. The only thing that will save us from the road that they paved for us is our spiritual and cultural connections, because we are the original people and the Creator made us first. But our alter ego said we were cursed, and it was wrote down, so we rehearsed that thought in our mind. So we rehearsed that thought in our mind time after time until it became a personal crime. What's really going on? In 1865, the law was passed giving them 3/5 of a human being his freedom. The same law saying it's your right to worship the devil, the enemy of God and all humanity. And you must separate church and state. That's probably why the politician lies so much. So the deities of 1776 got together to unleash their bag of social tricks and called it the Constitution, the solution to all their problems in the Masonic kingdom, as the British crown was put down. And there lay Christopher Addicks, the first slave to die for their freedom and not his own. And David Walker had to make his appeal before the Ku Klux Klan sealed his fate. Just like Emmett Till was the first to die for interracial relations and marriages and gross miscarriages of justice. As you pledge allegiance to the red blood spilled by the so-called white man all over this blue universe, just because they said we were cursed, our red blood was spilled, yes, the so-called black man all over this green land. But we, as the original people, the Creator made us first. But our alter ego just won't let us be ourselves. What's really going on? The Third Reich talks of a 1,000-year reign. What does the new millennium bring? With the Bush clan doing their thing, Gorey Island and Coney Island are one and the same as a tourist attraction without all the pain and dry blood. Boom, sigh. as the Blair Bush project goes unchecked with military-industrial complex, gaining a check of $365 billion a year for instilling fear and terror in far-off lands as they export democracy and import suicide bombers. Now tell me, who in the hell will harm us? Weapons of mass destruction can't be found, maybe because they are here underground. Halliburton and Unicor, White House corporations continuing their exploitation of all oil-producing nations. Does any of this makes madness? Does any of this madness make sense? When we are the original people and the Creator made us first, our alter egos won't let us go, just as M&M is an imitation of life. We are not cursed. But what's worse than that, we won't stop emulating them. What's really going on? Reflection and contrast. Reflection and Contrast is the name of my poetry book and my album, or CD, as they call it now. I've got to revise them both and be selling them more because that's what I need to do. Because I had to become an entrepreneur and begin to explore my desire to become financially free with some. I can't deal with generational wealth, but I can deal with financial freedom. The only way to get there is to become a producer, stay away from being a consumer. And I got to be an entrepreneur, businessman. In my reality, in our reality, that's why we got to let the money touch each other's hand. Black on black entrepreneurship and business partnership is the thing we got to do. Black on black crime is the thing that we got to lose. We got to stop that. We got to get away from that. We can't let them use us against us, because we got to unify to become the Black Army, the Divine Army, the spiritual army, and deal with our communities all over the world and unify man, woman, boy, and girl, so we can be strong once again in a matriarchic way, in the system of Ma'at, harmony, peace, and justice, and equality. I say these things to you from my reality, to have it blend into our reality as people of the shining star. And with that, I'm going to go into tomorrow, though. But I want you to know that I love us so, because I love myself and I love you more, because we got to come together and develop Black Wall Streets once again, develop empires once again, and not status quos and none of that. But our goal is to establish a divine, matriarchic environment like we had once before we came in contact with their deception. So with that, I'm going to say, y'all have a blessed day, and get ready for me later on at 4 o'clock or 4:30, Interlight Radio Station, with your conscious self-care conversation radio show with Kern, Khadija, Abdulmalik, Davis Folk, the conductor of the freedom train that we on the tracks of getting our facts together and not dealing with mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from that. So the sister will come and tell you some other things later today on the freedom train. So tune in. And when tuning in, I'll be dealing with the poetry once again. So you can call in if you want to do a poem. That's for Brother Swoop. and Brother Chris Matthew, who's in Sierra Leone. You know, you have to put the international prefix on it, number. But call in. It's from, say, 4:30 to 5 is my time. So we can make that connection. And I'll see you when you get here in August, if I have to drive up to New York just to do that. From poetry to chess to conscious self-help care conversation, we're going to help build this nation back, not the nation, but the globe back into the reality where it's supposed to be, the divine way, divine spiritual way. And with that, I'm going to say, y'all have a great day, and see y'all later if y'all willing to tune in to that one. And again, that is www.innerlightradio.com. Tune in to the anthology of wellness stories released, and so that you can arrive to your inner peace. Be blessed and be the best. With that, I'll say y'all have a great day, and I love y'all because I love myself. Have a blessing, y'all. Don't never sakelo bakarido nikina. Don't you ever do it. Don't you ever do it. Well, I'm gone, y'all. Have a blessing. Right on time. Bam! Sakina.